Today on Snowwalker Bushcraft, we're going to talk about the modifications I made to the Columbia River Knife and Tool Woods Chogan Tomahawk. Don't go away. Hey guys, Brian from Snowwalker Bushcraft. Well, there it is. There's the modifications that I made to the Woods Chogan for myself. First thing, I've been asked a couple times, on Facebook and whatnot, did they send me a sharper Tomahawk? No, they didn't, and the reason why they didn't was because I never sent this one back. Talked to them, called them, spoke to them, and said, hey, listen, if you're going to send me one the same way, there's no reason for me to send this one back, because there was nothing wrong with it outside of the fact that it was dull. I had already sharpened it. I continued to make it sharp. I just kept it. So here it is. Let's go through what I did with it. First thing I did was I took all the paint off the head here. Once I wound up taking the paint off, I decided that I wanted to reduce the weight that the head had. And where could I reduce the weight? Right off the bat, it was in the pole. So we did some reduction on the pole. Next thing we need to do is we need to actually address the sharp edges on the bottom of the eye and as well on the top of the eye, so then this way we don't get the gouging that we had in the handle. It should just be a nice friction fit when you put the head back on the handle. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to use round files, and we're going to take those edges down, and then when we're done with that, I also have 3 different grades of emery cola, and they're just fine, medium, and coarse. So we'll use the coarse obviously to knock down any burrs that are left over, medium, and then finally the fine. When we got done with that, we had removed the handle that it came with. It came with a 19-inch handle. Essentially what I did was I stripped it down. I took the gloss varnish or whatever they put on it. I didn't like it. It was too slick. It just didn't serve any purpose for me. So I took that off, cleaned it up, and I successfully used my 3 grits of sandpaper to bring it down to where I wanted. I stained it, and then after I stained it, I put it in linseed oil. I wiped linseed oil, and there were several coats of that. I finished up on the mods. The handle's been oiled and stained, and there's 3 coats of linseed oil on that. The head, obviously, I've taken a hacksaw and a grinder, some files to it, and we've taken off most of the meat on there because I felt that it was actually too heavy. So for the time being, here it is. So for the first initial swings, I gotta be honest with you, I'm still not happy. So I think we're going to change the length of the handle. We're going to have a longer handle. And for now, well, I got to tell you, that's going to be a lot better to use. So between reducing some of the weight and cleaning it up a bit, it was still very unwieldy. And I didn't like the fact that it was on that short a handle. End result being that I took a sledgehammer handle. I used files and a rasp. I brought it down to where it needed to be. And I have it so that it works on this head. Now it is 22 inches long, and it is much more easily wielded to use for tasks. So that's what I came up with, and now for me, I feel that this is a usable Tomahawk. In the next video, we'll talk about the uses of the Tomahawk. We'll do a comparison between this one and the cold steel Tomahawk, which is another cheaper option that you can use while you're out in the woods. We'll discuss pluses and minuses, and you guys can make your own decision as to what you want to do with them. So anyway, Wood Chogan modifications, there you go, there you have it. And this is Brian from Snowwalker Bushcraft. Thank you for your views and your comments. Until the next one, walk the woods.